वेलफेयर ट्रस्ट यूके के ज़ेर एहतमाम मीरपुर आज़ाद कश्मीर में गूंगे और बहरे बच्चों की मुफ्त तालीम व तरबियत का इदारा कश्मीर इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ स्पेशल एजुकेशन कायस आपके तावन का तलबगार। अंसारी वेलफेयर ट्रस्ट यूके बाखले बैंक, सोड कोड 201188, अकाउंट नंबर 50877735, वेबसाइट awtuk.org। वसीम द टाबा, ताज़ा समोसा चाट, फ्रूट चाट, दही बल्ले, गोलगप्पे, सब्ज़ चाह ते पहली वारी आलम रोड तो ताज़ा गन्नियां दा जूस। जी हाँ, ताज़ा गन्नियां दा जूस। वसीम द टाबा, outside Lord Pizza, 32 Alam Rock Road. Telephone number 0784642895. Wasim the Taba.
Radio Awaaz.co.uk, bringing communities together through interfaith and social cohesion specialist shows.
Millennium Auto Care Centre, specialist for engines from Mercedes, Sprinter vans, Volkswagen Crafter, Ford Transit Commercial. Nationwide recovery service 24 hours, buyers for best quotation. Dealing with 1986 models onwards. Millennium Auto Centre, 314 Sherwood Road, B94UU. Email sales1@mac-mot.co.uk. Website www.gaybox.co.uk. Telephone number 0121 772 3205. बर्मिंघम सेंट्रल मॉस्क हाईगेट, बर्मिंघम की सबसे पहली मस्जिद और यूके की दूसरी मस्जिद की बुनियाद 1960 और 1970 में रखी गई थी। बर्मिंघम सेंट्रल मॉस्क को मजीद इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए आपकी मदद की जरूरत है। आइए दिल खोलकर मदद करें और साथ दें। अल रायन बैंक, Birmingham Mosque Trust Limited, sort code 300083, account number 01264201, telephone number 0121440535. समाज फरमा रहे हैं आपकी आवाज रेडियो यूके की नशरियात को। स्टूडियो से राब्ते के लिए नंबर नोट कीजिए 0121682975। एडवर्टाइज स्पॉन्सर के लिए 07944808141।
Assalamu alaikum everybody, good evening and welcome to another edition of the Community Talk Show. My name is Mohammed Amin, your guest this evening, and inshallah for the next 40-45 minutes we will be talking about Umrah visas and trips to Mecca and Medina on Umrah, and inshallah we will be having a conversation with my guest here who is Shariful Hoque, who is the travel manager for Zamzam Travel here in Small Heath in Birmingham. Before we go to my guest, I just want to give you a brief details of COVID-19. As you are well aware, COVID-19 is still very rife in the community. We still need to make sure we wash our hands frequently, keep our social distancing if we're out in public places. Whilst there's no legal requirement to wear masks, it's still important to be careful, especially indoors, and if you're in a shopping area, to wear masks. People are still carrying this nasty virus. This Indian variant or Delta variant, it's still very rife in the community, and we need to make sure that we keep us to strict guidelines and rules. And one of the things I need to remind you all is, those of you who have been vaccinated, you need at least to make sure you have 2 vaccines. If you haven't been vaccinated, we suggest you speak to your doctor, GP, medical practitioner for further guidance. After all, it's important to stay safe. As I said to you in the beginning, today's show is a special show by demand in the community. We've heard last Friday that the Saudi Embassy has started to issue Umrah visas, and obviously, we want to make sure that you get the factual information from an upto ATOL travel agent who are authorized agents for Saudi embassy from the Ministry of Hajj, and I'll introduce you to my special guest, my nephew Shariful Hoque. MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum, nephew. Welcome to my show.
Walaikum salam, Uncle Amin. Thank you for having me. Alhamdulillah.
The purpose of me inviting you here is obviously I can ring you, mashallah, at any time, and I always get the information from you. But I want the viewers, listeners who are listening to our program on the Radio Garden app, who are tuning in onto our web, www.upto.co.uk, and this feed will eventually go back onto YouTube. So we will make sure that everybody gets factual information. If you would like to ring in with any particular questions, the studio number is 0121 682 9735 to advertise, promote a community activity, or to sponsor a program. Number is as usual 07944 808 141. Over to you, sir.
Thank you.
First of all, walk me through. So now I've done the intention. I would like to go to Umrah, please. So I'll come to see you. And what do I need?
Okay. First of all, viewers, what you need to ensure that you book with a travel agent who is ATOL protected, IATA authorized. IATA meaning that that travel agent can issue your tickets. ATOL protection, I don't think most people know what that does. What it means is with any packages that you buy, they have to give you an ATOL certificate. Now, if the travel agent who you bought the package from, who is ATOL protected, goes bankrupt, then ATOL will refund the full money back. If when you go over abroad to whichever country with the airlines, and the airlines you flew out with went bankrupt, they will bring you back. Hence, I don't know if you remember a few years ago, XL Airlines.
Yes, I remember. Yeah,
remember
I've heard of
that?
them, yeah.
They went bankrupt. ATOL, it cost them a lot of money to bring you back.
Yeah, I remember.
See, so please ensure that you follow those guidelines. Also, make sure that the agent that you go to is authorized by the Saudi government for Hajj and Umrah, like we are at Zamzam Travels Limited, Coventry Road, Small Heath. Now, for Umrah this year, people have been talking to me and ringing me more or less every day about tourist visas. We, as a company, do not do tourist visas because you can do that online. But let me just go through the tourist visa part with you. Tourist visas, you apply online. If you are refused the tourist visa, you lose your money. Now, I get about 10-20 phone calls a day. Oh, my wife's tourist visa has been authorized but not mine, or my tourist visa has been authorized but not my wife's. There's nothing we can do, nothing the embassy can do. Even if you ring the customer services on the tourist visa hotline, they can't do nothing as well. Once it's refused, it's refused. Secondly, when you go to Saudi on a tourist visa, we also get loads of phone calls on this, and I'm sure most of you have heard some of the rumors as well, which is not rumors. They've only allocated 20% of the quota for Umrah and the 5 daily salahs on the tourist visa. Now, we had a phone call yesterday from a gentleman up north. He was in Saudi for the last 10 days. He just come back yesterday, and he went on a tourist visa. He could not get a slot on the app for the namazes or the Umrah. The app that's being used is called Tawakkalna or Itmarna. Now, the better option for people who do not want any hassle is an Umrah visa. Now, a few years back, you could take tickets, book your own Umrah visa, book your hotels by bookings.com. That scenario is no longer anymore. Everything what we do has an authorized Umrah agent by the Saudi government. We use 3 platforms to complete your Umrah package. We will first book your tickets now. At the moment, flying to Saudi is with Saudi Airlines. Yes, previous 2 weeks, you was only able to go to Medina first, because if you went to Mecca via Jeddah, you would have had to quarantine, but no, not anymore. You can go to Mecca first, or you can go to Medina first. That's entirely your choice. Secondly, with the Umrah visa, the system that we use and what the government has created, once the Umrah visa is issued, that system will automatically allocate your Umrah permit and your namaz permit. Also, Alhamdulillah, today my group landed in Medina and they were able to get the permits for the prayer in Roda Mughar, in the Roda, and also giving salams to Rasulullah. We didn't promise that to customers, but it came, and that's a bonus. So that's the thing. So with Umrah visa, you are definitely guaranteed your Umrah permit and also your 5 daily salahs. Now, the way it works is that we first, obviously, if you are happy with the quote and everything, we would then book your tickets and issue your tickets. Now, the tickets are non-refundable, but I will go into that later on after I've explained the package. We would then need your passport and scan the passport in to the Umrah system. We also need your passport photo copy. Also, we require your COVID proof of COVID vaccination. The NHS app, if you download that and then upload your details, you can download the PDF, or you can go onto the NHS website and order your own.
Sorry, just to reconfirm, you make sure that you've had 2 vaccines.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. No problem.
Okay, the 2 vaccines. Okay. Once you've had the second vaccine, you can only enter Saudi 14 days after your second vaccine. Please remember that. Okay? Right. So we then book your tickets.
Sorry. Another entry into Saudi is the meningitis.
Okay, meningitis, they haven't stated. Yeah.
Is that?
So meningitis, they haven't exactly stated that it's mandatory. But we always tell our customers to take it.
Mashallah, thank you.
Just in case if the immigration asks you for it, because they know from the previous years that every time you went through immigration, where's your meningitis? So
that's right.
you're bound to be asked.
Yes, you're bound to be asked.
You're bound to be asked. Okay. So then, obviously, with regards to your passports, we'll need your passport size photograph. Okay. Your passport has to be 6 months valid from the date of traveling. If it's a foreign passport, hence Bangladeshi, Pakistani, Italian, anything other than British passport, but you'll only get a visa if you have UK residence, hence if you're a spouse or if you're a student. Okay? We will then scan that in to the system. The whole process takes about 2 days. Now, in that system, we will put in your flight details when you are landing, when you are departing from Saudi. Also, we put in your hotel details, where they will have the information when you're checking in and when you're checking out. Now, the hotel details, prior to that, we will have to book the hotels on another platform where they give us a promo code. Now, that promo code is then entered into the Umrah system to confirm your hotel booking. Previously, before the COVID, when you went to Umrah, these visas, they had false information in, which was no good.
Yes.
But anyway, this is good. So once that's done, we put in the hotel details, then we select the transport. If there's 2 of you, to be a saloon car. If there's more, then it's a highest. If it's a big party, then to be a bus. Now, because of COVID, in a coach, it's only 24 people maximum, even though it's a 50-seater. A highest, which is 16 seats, 8 people maximum.
8 max.
Saloon car, 2 people maximum. Okay. Now, once all that is inputted into the system, we then press enter, and then the information goes through to the Umrah ministry. They then authorize it. Once that is authorized, this process of that is called MOFA. So once they authorize it, a MOFA reference is then issued, which is like a reference number. Once that MOFA reference is issued, we then go into the Saudi government website by inputting that MOFA reference, the first name, passport number, and then filling in the other details, like when they're flying out, and also if they've had any diseases, or if they've been COVID, if they've been in with COVID last 2 weeks or whatever. There's a list of questions that we have to fill in. Once we've done that and press enter, then your visa is issued. Now, with foreign passports, what I mean, anything apart from British passports, those passports have to go to the embassy. The British passports do not have to go to the embassy. So those passports will go to the embassy once the MOFA has been given to us by the system. We then take it to the Saudi embassy. They will then, if there's no issues, we will then get the passport back the next day, and we can print off the visa from the system. That's the only issue with foreign passports. Okay, right. Once we've got all the visas and everything, we'll then print off the barcode for your Umrah, the barcode for your 5 daily salahs in Mecca and Medina, and also the QR code or barcode for your Roda, accessing the Roda and accessing the Salams Rasulullah. Also, for the sisters, you would get a barcode for the Roda on the sister side. Okay. Also, same with the Salahs and the Umrah as well. Now, this whole process is managed by an Umrah company. An authorized Umrah company like us in UK, we have to be affiliated with an Umrah company in Saudi Arabia, which we are. So hence we have to apply with them, and then they authorize us as a Saudi Umrah company. Now, once we've done all that, you've got your visa, we've issued your tickets and everything. 3 days prior you fly out, you have to take a PCR test. Now, let me give an example. Some people get mixed up. If you're flying on a Wednesday, take your test on a Monday and get your result by Tuesday. Or get your result a few hours before you fly out. If you're flying Tuesday, get your result by Wednesday, and then Thursday you're flying out. Okay? Now, if you are positive, let's just say bad case scenario, you are positive.
Yeah, bad case scenario, yeah.
You can change the date on the ticket, but it's not refundable. The visa is 1 month valid.
Okay.
Your hotel we can change. The transport we can change. Now, they may charge you or charge us, and we'll have to charge you an admin charge. Airlines, definitely.
Well, I suppose sometimes because of the relationship you have with the ground staff in South here, the hotels that you constantly deal with, maybe there could be some negotiation. But obviously with airline, that's out of your control.
Exactly.
And you're kindly making that clear, which is great.
Exactly.
Great.
So hotels, yes, with the hotels that we use, we only use just the 5-star hotels which are right opposite the Haram. You may know the names: the Clock Tower, Pullman Mecca. In Medina, we use Sharza Medina, which is basically 100 meters away from the ladies' entrance, gate 23, and the men, gate 22. We use Pullman Medina as well. Now, with the hotels, maybe we can talk to them and see if they'll, avoid any admin charges. Same with the Grand Transport.
Yeah.
Tickets, that's a no-no.
Right, before we carry on, I'll just give you a few minutes to take your breath back and just have a look at some people who are on the chat. Sharif, thank you for watching the program. Amjad Mirza, Assalamu alaikum, thank you for watching the program. Amjad is one of my co-presenters.
Okay, mashallah.
Mohammed Ishfaq, he says, Assalamu alaikum, uncle, Zabardast program. So basically, he said Assalam to you as well, and he says, thank you very much for doing this special program.
No problem.
Dr. Mohammed Yassin, he said, good to see you, brother Shariful Hoque. He goes, from Zamzam Travel, mashallah, we traveled with you for Hajj in August 19, the last Hajj before COVID.
Yes.
And he said, brother, your team provided excellent and professional service. So there you are.
We try our best.
Mukhtarim Shah said, Salam, brothers, thank you. Another co-presenter, one of my colleagues, Abdul Qayyum Ansari, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Shukriya program tak karena ji, Allah tusan ki sehat salamat rakhe Azad Kashmir vich. Mukhtarim Shah remembers us. So there you are, mashallah. He said, you're his old neighbour across the road. So there you are.
Okay.
Second house from the across the road. So
from the swim house.
That's right.
Yes.
So he remembers you.
Yes.
So there you are, mashallah. I think you were in school together as well.
Yes.
Mashallah. So it's lovely to see that people are listening and enjoying our program. And the whole idea of this is to make sure we give you factual information about what is happening with Umrah. And as you just heard, tourist visa, my own personal opinion, and apologies, this is not opinion of the radio station, but my personal opinion is that if you are going to Umrah, it's a journey of a lifetime. You are going to Umrah, then you go with a proper visa. a tourist visa is a tourist visa, and a proper Umrah visa is a Umrah visa which guarantees you all the other access points and access to namaz or whatever you. So there's no point spending all that money and for the sake of saving few pounds just having a tourist visa. Brother, let's go back into our conversation and let's carry on. So we arrive in Mecca, we arrive in Medina.
Okay, I'll give you the example what happened to our group today.
The group today.
Our first group, which left last night, they were going to Medina first. Now, this is how the government has improved their service in Saudi. Alhamdulillah. Their flight was London to Jeddah Airport, transit in Jeddah Airport to catch the connecting flight from Jeddah Airport to Medina.
MashaAllah.
Now, our Umrah company who are based in Saudi, because they're authorized Umrah officials, they were able to go into the airport, meet and greet with our, give them their the ID cards, and everything, and say to them, no problems, when you get to Medina, we'll see you there. They were there, when they landed in Medina, they were there straight away with them. They took them into the transport, took them to the hotel, checked them in, made sure they're okay. They then sent us the permits for the namaz, the roda, the giving salams. We printed that off and then we gave it to them in Medina. And alhamdulillah, they're now all settled in. They're reading the namazes and everything. Also, at the moment, there is no ziyarats in Mecca or Medina. Trips to historical places.
Okay.
Because of COVID, they've actually stopped. They've asked us. They're not doing that. They're not allowing Umrah passengers to go to them places. So unfortunately, we are unable to give ziyarats. Okay. The hotels at the moment will give you bed and breakfast if it's 5-star or if you go on a 4-star one. But with regards to lunch and dinner, you can eat at the hotel or you can eat outside as well. As you've seen, Uncle Amin, there's plenty of eating outside.
You're spoiled for choice, with food and everything.
Exactly. Even you can eat in the hotel as well, which is not an issue.
Yes.
Okay. Once your stay in Medina is finished, the Umrah company representative who met with you at Medina Airport, he will then get the vehicle and then obviously check you out, put you onto the vehicle to go to Mecca. Once you enter Mecca and go into the hotel car park, their Umrah representative in Mecca will be there waiting for you. So he will then check you in, make sure everything's okay. He will then himself take you to Umrah to do the Umrah.
Okay.
So even though you've got the Umrah permit, they're going to take you as the group to get the Umrah done. Once you get your Umrah done, that's fine. Okay. Now, your namazes. When you go inside the Haram in Mecca, you read namaz, but like before, we was able to stay 1-2 hours.
You know before, if I read my namaz, if I read my Farz namaz, and I felt energetic, and it says, I want to do a couple of tawaf. Is that still right? No. Okay, thank you.
Right. Once you've read your namaz, the security forces will start ushering you out of the Haram.
Okay.
Because of COVID, they haven't. They're not letting you do tawafs. After namaz, the security forces will usher you out, and then they let you back in. So at the moment, there is no tawafs, unfortunately. Okay. But that's not to say let the ball start rolling.
Inshallah.
As I said,
as things develop,
and there is, because it's been 2 years now.
Yeah, that's right.
Since they closed the borders on 27th of February. I remember the exact date in 2019. So they've only just opened it a few weeks ago. Now, once your stay in Mecca is finished, we have with Saudi Airlines they have an appointed accredited lab in Mecca where you have to take a PCR test. The reason for that is that lab will report to Saudi Airlines with your flight details to show that you are negative. If you are positive, unfortunately, you will have to quarantine in Mecca where you are for 14 days at your own cost. Okay. Now, if you was in Bangladesh or Pakistan, you'd go back to your own house, but you'd have to quarantine whether you're in Medina last or whether you're in Mecca last, and you're positive.
So just going back then, I've gone to Medina. I've done my ziyarat in Medina as per the permit. So obviously I can't go any at the outskirts. But let's say I'm in Medina and I want to go to the date market. Is that allowable?
Okay. If the date market is open, then you'll be allowed.
Okay.
If it is open.
Okay.
But because of COVID, I know most of the date markets are still closed.
Okay. Okay.
But where are hotels in Medina, where Sharjah Medina is?
Yeah, that's right. Actually,
there's that Taiba shopping centre.
Yeah, that's right. You have the Taiba
Yeah.
shopping centre. Yeah, that's true.
Now, obviously, when you take the PCR test for 3 days before, now, obviously, if you are positive, then you're quarantined.
So if say the rest of my group, my family, they're negative, I'm positive, then I have to quarantine in that hotel.
That's why your family can go.
Okay, and then that period that I'm quarantining is my own cost, and then
That's why I also forgot to say, sorry. For Umrah at the moment, it's only 18 plus.
okay.
There's no age limit. You can be 100 years old, 200 years old, no problem. But it's 18 plus.
18 plus. Okay.
We're hearing they may allow kids in October, but that's just as a fake news that we're hearing. It may be true, we're not sure. But I mean, let the ball start rolling. They may allow children. I have a lot of families that want to take their children in October and December.
Because historically, October after December, the Christmas break, people like to go. People like to go as a family.
Exactly, yeah. So that for children, hopefully, everyone make dua, and we should get that. Now, if you are positive coming back, then obviously you have to quarantine yourself. Now, the other thing is I need to make clear, Saudi Arabia is on the amber list.
Yes.
So amber list meaning if you're double jabbed, you only need to take the day 2 test, but you don't need to quarantine.
That's right.
If you're not double jabbed, then you have to take the day 2 and day 8 of the test when you come back. But you must also make sure that you fill in the passenger locator form 2 days beforehand and buy the test. Okay? And then bring that with you, because if you don't have none of that and you land in UK,
they want the evidence.
they want evidence, and they'll fine you £10,000.
Yes.
That's the last thing you want.
That's the last thing you want.
Now, once you're in UK, then obviously you go for your test and everything. Yes, at the moment there's a lot of restrictions, there's a lot of regulations, but unfortunately we have to abide for that because of COVID.
Shafiq Sadiq, one of your old friends and neighbours, gives you salam.
Walaikum salam, Shafiq. Walaikum salam.
He remembers you. So going back to coming back.
Yeah.
So I'll come back and I normally want to buy my 5 litre Zamzam at Jeddah Airport. Is that's
still available?
Okay.
Yes.
So
you'll have to show your Umrah visa.
Umrah visa, yeah.
To get that. So yes, you will get that now. Airlines at the moment, because of COVID, Saudi Airlines before they were very generous with 46 kgs.
Yeah.
Now it's only 23 kgs.
Right, okay.
7 kgs on the hand, and you get Zamzam as well. So whether you're out flying back from Jeddah because you're in Mecca.
So sorry,
Yeah.
that Zamzam, is that included in this figure or is that
No,
extra?
that's extra.
Okay.
That's extra.
Right.
That's extra.
So some of the questions that I've got, I think you've covered quite in depth, mashallah. I really appreciate you going through all the points. Historically, what people used to do, for our argument's sake, if I'm in Mecca for 5 days, I'll obviously do my Umrah the first time, do my Tawaf, which you've covered off. I'm not allowed to do that. People also used to take a minibus out to Masjid Aisha, come back. Is that
No.
right?
Okay, yes, sorry. You're only allowed 1 Umrah.
Okay. And I was going to say to you, because obviously that's down to my 1 permit. I'm not going to get any permits.
So exactly. Yes,
Okay.
sorry. My apologies. I didn't
No
explain that.
no problem.
So yes, with that permit, the Umrah permit is only 1 Umrah per every time you go to Saudi.
Right. Okay.
So that permit will only allow you 1 Umrah. That's it. Now, if if in the future they say they may allow 2 Umrahs, we don't know, but it's up to them. But at the moment, it's only 1 Umrah. No Tawafs, but you'll get your Salahs as well.
And then I think I know the answer to this question, but sorry, if you're still going to ask you this. If for argument's sake, I want to read my Fajr namaz, and then I want to sit there and read my Quran, again, not allowed. I'm going to go back to my hotel.
Yes, exactly. So the security force, as soon as the Imam Sahib has finished the Salah, they will start ushering you out of the Haram.
Okay, and with regards to again, when you go to Medina, it's sunnah to do some shopping.
Yes.
And that shopping centre at by the hotels on the underground.
They're all
I
open.
presume they're all open. So
I don't think most shops are open.
Okay.
Because of COVID. So like Bullring now.
like city centre.
Yeah, most of the shops are closed down now.
True.
Similar, yes, shops.
So I suppose because the visas have only just opened, and this is the first experience you've had with your group going there this week. As the information comes out, and mashallah, you've got your own ground staff there. You use the Saudi reputable agencies there, so that's why I want you to kindly bring you in, because there's so much misinformation out there, and there's so much play on words. Now, my own opinion is, if I want to go and do Umrah, and I've taken the niyat to do Umrah, I'd go down the Umrah visa. Why do I go around the tourist visa? And then when I get there, realise, oh, hang a minute, I'm not one of those 20% who've got that.
That's
so
right.
Again, all that money that I wasted. And secondly, I'm saying, by the will of God, Allah Ta'ala, please invite me there, and then I'm not doing the right process, and
Exactly.
then how is my Umrah going to be granted?
Yes, going on a tourist visa with a ticket and just a visa, it is the cheaper option. I'm not like
Yeah.
But obviously, the disadvantage side of that is that you might not get Umrah. Like I said, that guy was 10 days. He just flew back yesterday. Another close customer of ours, his brother flew out in middle of August on a tourist visa. They were only allowed to do Umrah, and they were in Mecca for 15 days. They couldn't even do namaz, not even one namaz slot.
Because obviously they haven't got the QR code, so
and the slots are not there because
those slots are issued electronically, so you won't be able to buy
the tourist visa is mainly, I think, most of the slots on the tourist visa is booked up by GCC countries, hence Dubai, Qatar, and all that. So.
And I think also checking up on the Saudi embassy and the Saudi tourism website, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to encourage people to go to Jeddah for as a tourist.
That's right.
As go to the seaside resorts and whatever. And they also want tourism to go into places like Taif.
Exactly.
But obviously, we want to go to the holy site, so obviously that tourist visa, as far as I'm concerned, is null and void. So there's no point even thinking about that. But because there's misconception with some of the adverts that I've seen on social media, it's Umrah tourist visa, and I thought, hang on a minute, either you have an Umrah visa or either you have a tourist visa. You can't have that.
Exactly. I mean, yes, we've seen loads of these adverts pop up, and people have phoned us. And they say Umrah tourist visa, and what they don't realise is that when they book with this particular group, which states Umrah tourist visa, when they get over there, they won't get the Umrah or they won't get the namazes, and then you're upset.
Then you're upset,
Then you're upset, you see. So I've seen but that's misleading. It's not.
No, that's it. Like I said, that's why when I put the information out on social media, I said, look, I'm going to get yourself in, and mashallah. I've got a long relationship with you.
Yeah.
I've personally used your services. My family has used your services, and I like to recommend there's something good for me. And if I'm happy and I'm satisfied with the services I've used, mashallah, with yourself, Mahboobai, the team, I've got no issue. Your ground staff team in Saudi, I've had no issue. So I can personally vouch for that. And mashallah, we've already had comments on social media from Dr. Yassin, who's vouch for the services that you offer. And that's why, I always say to people, make sure you go with a reputable upto air toll company. Don't go. There was stories a couple of years ago before COVID-19. Somebody said that travel agents are charging X amount of money, but don't worry, this man in certain part of the West Midlands is charging this amount of money. And they said, oh yeah, this is fantastic. It was like 40% cheaper. And guess what? Everybody went to Hajj and those people didn't because...
Well, you've heard of that news in small, an agent in Small Heath.
That's right.
He was selling a package I think for £4,000 £500.
That's right.
It was on the news as well.
That's right, yeah. There was another story a couple of years ago, excuse me, trading standards have been involved, a travel agent in Redditch, I think it was. Because it's all out in the public domain, I don't want to discredit anybody, but I just want to talk about factual information. I want to make sure everybody understands the whole issue about this and want to make sure that we give the correct information out to people. And for me, it's important.
Exactly.
And Shafiq Sharif went to Hajj with us. Gives you his salam.
Walaikum salam.
So people are recognizing you, and they say, mashallah, pass my salam on, and people are watching you. Mashallah, it's heating up, and that's what I would like to do. Is like make sure that we give factual information to people.
Exactly.
And we want that journey of a lifetime,
Yes.
that experience, so somebody can cherish that. And I know I certainly cherish my Umrah. I certainly cherish the time, I went on Hajj, and mashallah, it's good memories, and that's why you want to go again. And that's why for us, we want to make sure that we give the factual information out to the community. Any other areas do you think we've missed off in our conversation?
I think
we need to know?
whenever you book with, make sure they explain to you all the ins and outs properly, because we have customers coming. No problem. We like to explain. I don't know if you remember, bro. When he came in, we took 1 hour
mashallah,
booking your hotel. I explained all the negative parts and the positive parts. But like us, we always explain everything A to Z. So at the end of your trip, there is no hassle. Last thing we want is you phoning us, complaining that this didn't happen, that didn't happen, which is not good.
I remember your exact words to me was, Uncle Amin, it's not you I'm worried about my mother.
Yes.
Mashallah, and that's what it was. But you see, for me, if I'm endorsing something, I want to endorse somebody that's doing a proper following by the exact system. And we know that if you haven't got a proper permit to read your 5 namazah in Mecca, we know if you haven't got a proper permit to do your Umrah in Mecca, then why are you going on the tourist visa? And this is where I keep on homing in on it, and this is where I want people to understand that some people have said, yes, but when you go to Mecca, there is this local apps that you use, and you can book it on it. But again, as you said,
there's nothing there.
Only 20% of people granted. So if you are not granted and it's Fajr time, you can do whatever you want on the app. And this is the message we want to bring out, you see.
Another thing I forgot to say, at the moment it's only 2 people to a room.
Right.
Maximum is 2 people to a room. But yes, if you went on a tourist visa and you booked a hotel, you can have 5 people in a room. That's not an issue.
Yeah.
But with Umrah, it's only 2 people, because Umrah is more busier than tourists.
That's right. Yeah.
Hence, because of COVID, they're only putting 2 people in a room.
And I suppose the knock-on effect of all this is because extra restrictions, extra COVID, there's extra cost associated with it, and that's where the cost of Umrah travel has gone up. And then obviously with the airlines, those planes have been sitting around for 18 months to 2 years, and the airlines, there's no discounts on airlines anymore. So and that it's the whole economy, isn't it?
Now, also, just like to point out, everybody's listening, an authorized agent like us, processing a passport for Umrah visa from start to finish, it takes about 45 minutes. Whereby before, it only took 5 minutes to scan it in, and the information was already in there, which was false, and the visa was issued. But now, because everything has to be inputted, it has to get authorized by the husband, so it's a lot of hard work, but we've done it. We've sent out already 20 people on the 8th. There's about another 30, 40 people going out for us in September. So, alhamdulillah, but, if whoever you book with is authorized, please be patient with the person, because the passports do take about 45 minutes to enter into the system.
And what would you say to people if people want to go on Umrah? How advanced they need to give you the passports?
At least
with all the certificates and make sure they've been vaccinated.
At least 3 weeks. 3 weeks. We can. Let's just say if you want to go in November, we can book your tickets.
Okay.
That's the risk you got to take, just in case if you don't fall ill or whatever. Those tickets are non-refundable, you can't change them. But then from the date of your trip, we'll need your passports and everything, all documentations. At least minimum 4 weeks ahead is not a problem. 3 weeks is maximum.
And the other thing I want to ask you about flights, is it just Saudi Air just going at the moment? So with a Heathrow or Gatwick, it's just Saudi Air?
Yeah, okay. Saudi at the moment, yes, it's only direct flights to Saudi.
MashaAllah.
British Airways did used to go to Jeddah, but they don't fly to Jeddah, they only go to Riyadh at the moment.
Right, okay.
Saudi is only flying from London Heathrow at the moment.
Okay.
They are trialling again. They used to fly from Manchester.
Yeah.
They are trialling again in December just for 1 month to see how that flow goes.
And I suppose a lot of these airlines are trialing their routes back again.
Yes.
So there were likes of Turkish Airlines, there were the likes of Lufthansa. So obviously Saudi at the moment direct, and to be honest with you, Saudi direct is
better because the government has stated for Umrah only direct flights allowed.
Okay.
So if they do change their mind, then obviously
And I suppose you've got to understand why, because whilst the UK is out of lockdown, viewers and listeners, you've got to understand is globally, as I said to you in the beginning of my program, COVID-19, the Delta variant, is very rife globally. So, the likes of Lufthansa will fly from Birmingham or Heathrow, will go to Frankfurt. Unfortunately, you can't because the routes, you are effectively going to a second country.
Exactly.
And then for COVID-19, that risk increases. So no airline wants to take that liability. So that's why there is the direct routes from Heathrow.
I don't know if you realise, when Saudi Arabia went on first lockdown from 27th of Feb 2020, their infection rate, they've kept it proper lockdown, because they went on martial law.
They went strict.
Yeah. I know what that helped them.
Yeah.
And being this strict now with Umrah, it's also keeping the infection rate low, which is a good thing.
And what you got to understand with the Saudi is, their economy is at stake, so they have to keep this COVID-19 low. The other thing I need to ask you is, whilst with all of these, I always suggest people have travel insurance because of medical expenditure. Whilst you have the basic treatment available there, it's always important to have COVID-19 insurance as well.
Well, okay. At the moment, your normal travel insurance does not include COVID-19. No insurance company.
No insurance. Yeah.
Is not. Maybe in the future.
Yeah.
But there is no protection against. There's no insurance protection against COVID-19. You can search it. There may be some aspects of it covered, but it's not. If the terms and conditions will wiggle them out of it.
That's right.
So, yes, do have travel insurance. Speak to them if you do get caught up because you have to quarantine in Saudi. See if they'll cover you for that. Now, I think insurance is a part of life for going out anyway.
That's right.
You see, yeah? Now, also, if you fall ill in Saudi, your Umrah visa does cover you for simple things, but for major things, it's against your own insurance or you pay for it.
Ayub Hussain has said salam on the chat. Thank you for listening to the program. Viewers and listeners, those of you who are on our Facebook page, if there are any comments or any questions you'd like to ask me, please feel free to put it on the chat, and inshallah I will ask my nephew here. We will carry on our conversation for another 10 minutes inshallah before I wrap up. As always, this is a very important topic, and that's why we want you to make sure that we cover all the factual information with my learned travel manager, mashallah, and he has many years experience in this. But also the other thing about it is he's actually has got visas agreed last Friday, and his first group is in Medina today. So what more evidence can I give you that whilst these people are talking about it, they are delivering that service? So that's why it's always important to use people who you know are delivering the service and who are tell you, in our Pakistani language, in Pahari, they say, visa labi jasi tusanki. We know you'll get a visa. But is it going to be a tourist visa or is it going to be an Umrah visa? And that's what we've covered off to make sure it's an Umrah visa if you're going for Umrah. Any of the other areas we need to cover off while we're in Mecca Medina?
Since Umrah's opened up, saying, I don't know if you would say older generation.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of our older generation who go to Umrah every year.
Yeah.
Because they've missed it, they want to go again. Now, before they went on their own.
They used to go. Previously, they used to go on their own accord with there's 2 or 3 of family.
That's right. Now we're getting a lot of older generation uncles and brothers, and they want to go with their wives or what have you. I would suggest, yes, you can go, no problem, but take like your son.
Take somebody young with you as well, just to
help you there, because with COVID now, you never know what's going to happen.
That's right.
You see, so that's my yes, no problem. The Umrah company is there if you do fall ill, but just for the extra assurance, you take someone younger than you with you, just to help you about. We are getting a lot of phone calls where, before we used to have our workers help wheelchair, that's not allowed anymore. So yes, we can send you, but if you're looking for help from our staff, unfortunately, that will not be available.
And again, it's not that you are being awkward, because I know you've got your, mashallah, lovely team of ground staff, both in Mecca and Medina.
Exactly.
It's because of COVID regulations. Now, previously, if I was in a wheelchair, one of your staff kindly, mashallah, would take me around and do my tawaf, for example, with me. But I suppose now, because it's the QR codes, they probably can't get the QR codes, so that's why that's it. Yeah, mashallah, that makes sense now.
They've made, I don't know if anyone's seen on Facebook, whatever, in the Haram now in Mecca, they've got the electric chairs.
Right. Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
And I think they've still got the official wheelchair workers. They're official.
Yeah.
So you may have to pay them.
Yeah.
I think it's about 200 riyals, whatever that is equivalent to £1 to 5 riyals.
Yeah.
But they've got the electric chairs as well. But you'll be doing the Umrah on the top floor.
On the top floor, isn't it? Yeah. I think when we went on Hajj a couple of years ago, that was still happening, and I think in those days, obviously, you could get your own wheelchair and you can push your members of family around.
Exactly.
But I can understand, because of COVID-19, because you've got to use the official wheelchairs, and they have their own official people because of that.
Now, the other good thing is also, when you've landed, there's a Hajj ministry government official with our Umrah company guy making sure that you are getting loaded up onto the right transport.
Okay.
Also, when you get to Mecca, or when you leave in Medina, there's one person, like Hajj.
Yeah.
Before you go into the buses,
that's right.
There was the Hajj ministry.
There was a Hajj ministry with your ground staff.
Exactly.
And they said, right, bus number,
which
whatever.
is a good thing, because they're making sure that everything's going okay and there is no hiccups.
Okay.
And Alhamdulillah, now, there is no bad transport. You know, before there used to be old.
Yeah.
Now it's all brand new. Oldest is about 2017. So you know, it's up to Allah, but there's not much chance of them breaking down or anything like that.
And then the transport from Medina to Mecca is by road.
Yes, by road.
Okay.
The train is not available at the moment.
I was literally just going to ask you about the high-speed train, because I've got a burning desire to go on that.
Inshallah, with Allah.
Mashallah.
With the train, I think the service to Medina or Medina back to Mecca is only a few times a week, and that's always pre-booked 3 months in advance. You see, so at the moment the train is not allowed. But I think if you had a tourist visa, you may be allowed to.
But again, do I really want to ride on the train where I'm worried on a tourist visa, or do I miss my namazah and in my 100,000 bonus points for each namaz? In the Haram Sharif. I don't want to do that. So I want to stick to the official route and stick properly. And you've also mentioned again, and I want to reiterate again, that as far as you are aware, at this moment in time, there's no ziyarat in Mecca, there's no ziyarat in Medina.
Yes.
And what we mean is, you cannot go into any of the historical sites either in Mecca or Medina because of COVID-19 restrictions.
Exactly, that's right, yes. If the people do go and they get fined, because what they will say is, where's your passport? Okay, because with Umrah, Hajj, they take the passport away.
They take the passport off you.
With Umrah, you keep your passport, and they will find out whether it's a tourist visa or Umrah visa. Now, if it's a tourist visa, they will fine you. So Umrah visa, they will find the company, which would mean that I would have to find the passenger.
Yeah, find the passenger. But then also, you see,
why would you want to break the rules?
Why do you want to break the rules
when you're in the land of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?
In the land of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're going to worship. You're going to pray. You're going to the promised land, and then you're going to bend your rules and say, right, I know a van driver out there, right, take me to such and such, and such. And then if that van driver if that driver is stopped, potentially he loses his job, but more importantly, you get fined and whatever, and you're going to follow the
He will lose his job, because obviously
probably would be a Pakistani
or
Bengali national,
so they'll be arrested,
and they'll be arrested, sent back, and then they kick him out of the country, and then that's their livelihood gone.
Exactly.
So this again, you see, this is where I like to tell the people and put the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in them. Why do you want to bend the rules when you want to go to the promised land? Stick by the rules. And that's the whole message from tonight is, these are the rules. Stick by the rules. We don't want to go into another lockdown globally. But Saudi, as far as they're concerned, their economy relies on Hajj and Umrah. And at this moment in time, the Umrah facility is available. Stick by the rules, and Allah Ta'ala will bless you.
As with anything, as long as you stick by the rules,
Yeah.
Allah will make it easy for you. So, with anything, make sure they stick with the rules, you don't bend the rules, and then whatever your intention is, Allah will make it easy for you.
Anything else that we should cover off? That we
Not that I can say, I think I've covered mostly.
Mashallah, as I said, you've certainly covered all of my questions, and like I said to you, I thought. When you go to Medina, you want to go to the date farm.
Yes.
You want to go out and visit some of the mosques, and obviously, I know the answers all that. Obviously, no. So you've literally
like in Medina, you got Masjid Quba.
Masjid Quba, yeah, that's right.
Qiblatain,
yeah.
They are open. Don't get me wrong for the salahs, but I think same thing. You have to have a permit.
Right.
You have to. Hence why there's no ziyarat at the moment.
So I suppose the locals, they'll be able to go Masjid Qiblatain.
I think they have to show
They'll probably still have to show like a national ID card.
Their ID card, or their passport, whatever. They will get to. Outside people, they won't be able to.
And again, what you got to understand is the Saudi government. They want to make sure that everybody adheres by the rules.
That's it.
And if everybody adheres by the rules, they want to make sure, literally for that reason. And to be honest with you, I'm a firm believer that you need to adhere by the rules, and I'm a firm believer that it's important to stick by the rules and regulations. And it is important. And furthermore, why bend the rules? This is the bit I can't understand. There is a reason why those rules have been implemented, right? There's a reason why the Saudi have put extra Ministry of Information and Hajj Ministry staff to make sure your journey is comfortable as possible, and make sure your entry point, your exit point is as smooth as possible. Why mess it up for everybody else? That's why I ask you. Muhammad Ishfaq has made a comment. He says, "Thank you very much. Great show." And it's really nice of him to make this comment. Viewers and listeners, we have a couple of minutes before the end of our show. If there's any additional comments that you'd like to make, or if there's any additional questions you'd like to ask me, as they would say, I've got the expert here in the studio, and mashallah, we'll get the answers direct from the travel manager here. And I really appreciate all your time and your effort and taking the time out, and mashallah, my nephew here, Shariful, mashallah, I really appreciate you giving up your time this evening, because I know your phone lines are constantly busy. And I really appreciate you not saying no to me on this occasion because of this special reason.
The reason why I came, I just to make sure that our Muslim community understands the situation with Umrah packages, and if you go with tourist visas. If obviously the show is about to end, if anyone's got any questions, please pass them on to my Uncle Amin. He will then let me know, and then I can answer them for you.
Mashallah, I'm more than happy to mention Zamzam Travel, Coventry Road, Small Heath. Mashallah, you're there on the desk, and mashallah, you're Mabubai and the team, everybody's there. So, if you're not there, any one of the team can help you. But more importantly, you're there for guidance and information. And as we said, in the beginning, I remember my process 3 years ago. You had the Airtoll upto license. You had the certificates as soon as I provisionally booked. So I knew the whole process from there onwards.
Just quick, as soon as you pay a deposit to the person, he's got to issue you with the invoice and actual certificate straight away. If they're humming and ahhing, that means they're not.
Something's not right.
Something's not right. Exactly.
That's right. And mashallah, I specifically remember, we booked with you. We got it, all certificates and everything and confirmations, and mashallah, the transaction happened. Mashallah, everything was on board.
Yeah.
Everything you promised us, mashallah, you did over and above, and I'm very grateful. And I said, a number of people who have used your services, mashallah, they've been really, really grateful and positive with your feedback, and that's what we like. We like people to say what they do. Sometimes there are circumstances which are out of your control. Sometimes there are circumstances with flights, with ground staff, and people have to have sabr. I know our community, whether you're Pakistani, Bangladeshi, right, whatever, our Muslim community, sabr is like a small word, but sabr when you go to Umrah Hajj is a big word. And I know people who know me think, yeah, it's all right for you to say that, and I know sabr is sabr, but it's sabr with the big capital.
Yes, you gotta have, people sometimes say to us by taking the mix, saying, or you always say sabr. We say sabr, we don't say it for the wrong reasons, we say it for the right reasons.
Viewers and listeners, mashallah, we're just coming up to the end of our program. Once again, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for listening in. And Shafiq Sadiq says, thank you very much, very useful program. And I really appreciate the effort that you've been through. And to be honest with you, I'm reading some more of these comments. Everybody who's been on really has thanked you for taking the time out this evening. And you've definitely educated me, you've enlightened the community. And mashallah, any other questions I'll get, I'll feed them your way. And mashallah, any follow-up, people who are interested, mashallah, we'll pass them on to Zamzam Travel, Coventry Road, mashallah. Say my thanks and salam to the team, and mashallah, when I'm passing by, I was always pop in and say thank you. Once again, viewers and listeners, we're coming to the close of my program here, and as you are well aware, we talk about this program and we say the community talk show, the programs, the topics that we cover are requested by the community for the benefit of the community, and without the community requesting these programs, there'll be no community talk show. There you are. So it all lays in your hands, and mashallah, please contact us on 07944 808 141. Let us know what you would like us to cover, and inshallah, until the next week, shukriya, thank you very much for listening in, watching our program, and Khuda Hafiz. May Allah Ta'ala protect you for the next week. Khuda Hafiz.